Hi all, welcome back to Experimental Kitchen, and today we are going to be making bison meatballs with kelp noodle spaghetti, and my boyfriend will probably be helping me in and out of this video. He says no. Hi, welcome to Experimental Kitchen.
Hello everyone. I guess I'm helping.
I have some groceries. I got them delivered from Whole Foods. And basically the only thing that I got in there that I need for this recipe is mushrooms. So earlier today I got ground bison delivered, and then my plan is to mix it with mushrooms in grab my blender, mix together the ground bison with the mushrooms.
No.
I want to put leek in there. I want to put ginger, nutritional yeast, parsley, garlic powder. No to the spinach?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, spinach?
Yeah, because it'll go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, spinach. We're gonna add spinach. And then I have kelp noodles, and then today I got a really good tomato sauce, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys all about tomato sauce and whether that's good or bad for eczema. What you got over there? Yeah, you.
Ooh, looks like Amazon Prime delivered us some mushrooms. Yeah.
I guess everything else wasn't cold, so I also have some coconut flour, which will not be added to this recipe, but will be added to many recipes, because
yes. I love coconut, and she knows that.
Well, we're gonna have a whole series together where we try to redo like fast food restaurant food, and every time we talk about it, we'll be like in a store somewhere and we'll be like, oh, we have to make like homemade calamari, and he's like, oh yeah, just put it in coconut flour. Like no matter what it is, it's coated in coconut flour and cassava flour.
It's like chicken nuggets. I'm like, put them in coconut flour.
Oh, let's make like waffles, coconut flour.
Yeah.
Today, I don't think it'll be used.
Oh.
You can go.
Okay. I will be in and out.
Okay.
Just call me over when you need me.
You're good for entertainment purposes. So this actually looks like it's going to be a pretty easy recipe. So I currently have some mushrooms in my blender, and I want these to be like the texture of breadcrumbs. Maybe coarse breadcrumbs. And so I want these to be like a lot smaller, into chunks and pieces that are like this big. So in this bowl we have the ground bison, and then I've went ahead and chopped up some leeks and some green onion. And so if you don't know what a leek looks like, it looks like this. And so the reason that we're adding these two to our dish is because leeks actually have what's called inulin in it, and it's actually really great for eczema. It helps a lot with leaky gut. Okay, so I have gone ahead and minced up all of those mushrooms, and now we have a really nice crumble. And so the next thing we're going to do is break up the meat. So at the moment it's just in one big chunk. And so I'm going to take my spatula and break it all up, and then that's when we get to add the fun stuff. And also I have an eczema friendly cheese that we're going to add to the meatballs as well. Okay, now it's time to mix everything together. So I'm going to take the leek and the green onion, throw it in. I'm also going to throw in all of the mushroom crumbs. Then I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of cassava flour. And then I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of this cheese. And last but not least, the spinach. And now we're just going to mix up everything together. And so it's going to be a little bit tough, but I don't want anything to get ground even more, so I'm not going to put it back in my blender. So you're just going to have to be patient, mix everything together, and I may have to add some coconut oil to this mixture depending on how it does. But everything should come together pretty nicely. And now my favorite part, which is seasoning. So, like I said, I'm going to be using a little bit of parsley. Thank you, babe. It's his parsley. He's probably going to eat these meatballs as well. He says yes. Then I'm going to add some ginger. And actually, As a second thought, I told you guys I didn't want to blend everything together because I didn't want it too chunky. I think it's too chunky, or like too smooth. I didn't want to blend it together because I didn't want it too smooth. But now I'm looking at it and it looks too chunky. So when you do yours, make sure that you like blend all the ingredients a little bit. Like pulsate everything like we did with the mushrooms. And then I'm gonna have to keep like mixing it and then seasoning it. And then we have some nutritional yeast. Then I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Then mix everything together once again. Ooh, okay, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in a little bit of mayonnaise. Not too much though. Okay, so now we're going to roll our meatballs. So I have some coconut oil here and I'm going to just spread it on the pan. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in my hands, spread it all over the pan. This way the meatballs won't stick to the pan because then so the meatballs are gonna get brown and it's gonna taste really good, and then you don't wanna have to like grab the meatball off the pan and half the meatballs still left on the pan. And now we're going to start rolling the meatballs. So how big do you think they should be?
Like a ping pong ball size.
Smaller.
Perfect.
This is good. Okay. It's a little chunky, but
Looks good.
it should be good. Oh, by the way, while I'm doing this, you guys would be interested to know that the vegan cheese that I put in here is by Parmala's Creamery, and it's actually a cashew cheese. Okay, so while the meatballs are sizzling in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and make our kelp noodles, which are gonna act as the spaghetti. Okay, so not only are the kelp noodles fine for eczema, they're also really good for weight loss. So I ripped it, but if you guys can see, it's only 6 calories. 6 for the whole package. Okay, so here we have the kelp noodles. If you listen, they're super squeaky, very, very strange. And so we're gonna have to use baking soda and vinegar to make them soft. Okay, so we have our apple cider vinegar, and we have our baking soda. One of the most important parts when you're making kelp noodles is rinsing off the apple cider vinegar and baking soda. So these are done because they're super soft now. They're not squeaky anymore, but they smell like vinegar. So we're gonna rinse these off. We're gonna add the tomato sauce. The meatballs are doing really, really well in the oven. I made these little appetizers. One is like a meatloaf and the other is just like these tiny little meatballs so that we can try it before the big ones are done. So you're gonna do this until the water runs clear instead of like a milky white, because the milky white shows that there's baking soda on it and we don't want that. And then try to get out as much water as possible, because when we add the tomato sauce on it, you don't want the tomato sauce to be runny. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some nutritional yeast and I'm gonna sprinkle it all over the kelp noodles to try to give them a coating so that the tomato sauce will stick on them better. Okay, so that should work pretty well, and now we're gonna add on the tomato sauce. So I'm using this sauce. It is called Mom's, and the whole conversation is, are tomatoes good for eczema? The short answer is no, it's a nightshade vegetable. But the long answer is, when you're in stage 3, you can definitely have tomato sauce, and then if you're beyond stage 3, it's fine, just don't consume it every single day. Okay, at this point I have a strong feeling that these are done. But we're gonna slice one open and see if they're ready.
This color right here looks really delicious.
Ooh, they're done, right?
Yeah.
They're done! Woohoo! Meatballs! We did it! Yay!
Cracked open?
Yes, it is time to try a meatball!
Nom.
Are they good?
They're really good.
Heck yeah! Okay, I gotta try them now. Okay, I'm gonna try this one and I'm gonna just pop it all in my mouth.
How is it?
They're really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nom.
No. Mmm. Ermagerd.
Nom.
Nom, nom, nom. Very, very successful recipe, but now I have to try the kelp noodles with the tomato sauce. Okay, so now to try the noodles, the meatballs. Mmm. Mmm.
How are they, babe? That noodle was in her mouth.
It's good, isn't it?
It's really good. The kelp actually tastes like real spaghetti.
Yes, like real
You can't
spaghetti
tell
and
the difference.
meatballs.
I've really never had kelp noodles and they taste relatively similar.
Can I feed you both?
Yes. Oh.
Nope, sorry. Oh, all of it.
Oh.
Just yep, sure.
Orange if you like. My noodle. Hijack one of your meatballs.
Touchdown. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm clearly about to devour these. Everything turned out really well. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you make this recipe, tag me in it, take a picture, put it on Instagram. And we will see you in my next video. Bye!
I don't know what to do with my hands.
No.
I'm like, I don't know. Hi everyone, my name is Susan, bye bye.
I like crashing waves.